Good Saturday morning. What is up, Brew Crew Nation? We are back at it again. K Rob and Byron. Once again, welcome to another edition of Triple B Podcast, Beers, Brews, and Bros, bringing you all nostalgia all the time and a little bit of this and that in between. What's going on, brother?
Oh, not much. It's funny because our last episode I think it was you and Jared and I had to sit out. Now it's back to you and me.
And guess where he is? Not here again.
Yeah, I here's the thing though. That man has been on the death march for a while though.
Yes,
Like
he has. Bless his
working
heart.
nonstop. Like so, folks. Welcome back to another wonderful episode. Hopefully in the near future we'll have the full brew crew together. Uh, I mean, you know how it is, folks. Life gets it just finds the way to mess you up, and I can say for a fact the last couple of weeks for me has been hell.
Life finds a way. Speaking of hell, the one of the worst things to do as an adult is to move.
Yes.
So, do you want to talk about it? Hold on. To,
Oh,
to borrow from the hottest wrestler in WWE, let me talk to you. Talk to the folks. Moving fucking sucks, dude. Straight
oh
up.
yeah. No, like here's the thing. We thought this move would we planned this move out so thoroughly down almost down to a T of like, okay, we get our keys on this day. We'll go in. We'll paint the rooms we want to paint. Be done painting. Then by the time the next day rolls around, we'll have it be dried. We move everything in. Easy peasy, no problem.
Mm.
Nope. We don't get our keys until the day before we're supposed to have turn in our keys at our old place. Uh, there's so much shit on the turnaround at this new place that was not right. The washer spigot hookups was spewing water. The bathtub drain has caused us all kinds of problems. So now we have a fucking hole in our living room ceiling, a good 3 foot section cutout. We had a closet door off its slider. We had a door handle that was about ready to fall off. Need I go on?
How much time you got? Fuck.
uh, that move was rough. Although I'll say this much, it was me and Rachel did not want to break up on this move. When we moved from Waynesville, we were about ready to end it all.
Jeez, no shit.
Well, here's the thing. On that move, it was hot as hell outside, humid. Um, we're trying to get the carpets cleaned while we're finishing up moving, cleaning. Um, the smoke detectors were messed up. So it's oversensitive. That humidity would set them off. I had to rip the batteries out of the smoke detector just so we could actually have some peace.
That so those things are super sensitive for y'all.
No, 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 no. It was. We talked to when we moved out to our final walkthrough with our that landlord. Uh, he said that was not supposed to be like that. So all I can say is, folks, if you have to move, my advice: don't move more than once. It's not worth it. I've been a gypsy since I moved to Springfield. Moving sucks so
It's
much.
gonna make you look older than me, and you're like 4 years younger than me.
Well, the hope is next move, it's our forever home. That's the hope.
Definitely. You know, really want that for you. I know Jared and Miranda, they've kind of got their forever home set up, and they're gonna build on that. But dude, it moving is like peak adult bullshit.
Yes, the thing is, it doesn't matter how thoroughly you plan that move, something's gonna go wrong.
Yeah. Speaking, since we last convened, I have, ladies and gentlemen, I have celebrated a birthday. I'm now 36. Now, when you see this video,
36 years young.
I will not look 36. I will look like this when I'm 63 to spin it and reverse it. Dude, look, I'm black. We don't age. Uh,
I'm Native American. We don't age.
y'all don't either. See, okay, so
Okay, correct. I'll be politically correct, folks. I have can't prove it technically, but I am a 16th Cherokee, so I don't age.
No, you really don't. Meanwhile, we're looking for like Jared eventually is going to age like bad milk. I
Yep,
kid.
he's gonna
I
look just like
kid,
his
kind of,
dad.
but I don't. No, we got to celebrate it because last year I spent my birthday with you guys and we went
Yep.
golfing and got roasted when I came back for how much I suck at golf. But this year, just did we were low key. I spent that weekend with Michelle. We had a movie night and I finally got to see Super Mario Brothers. Holy crap, it's awesome. It tickles. It tickles.
I really
You
want to
still
see
haven't?
it. No, I don't have a hard copy, and it's only on Peacock.
Yeah, well, that's where I watched it, or we watched it. Jack Black, you can tell, had the time of his life playing Bowser. You can absolutely tell, and yeah, that Peaches song, I get it. I totally get it now. See, here's the thing. You can't truly tell that's Jack Black voicing Bowser until he sings the word peaches. Because
Yep.
then all of a sudden he turns into Tenacious D Jack Black. Like, yep,
Yep.
there it is.
There it is.
Um, I know a lot of people were concerned about, selecting Chris Pratt as the voice of Mario because Charles Martinet always is the voice of Mario that you recognize. But they found a way to integrate it's a me Mario version of the voice as that's a put on, it's a gimmick for advertising. So, they found a good workaround there. That movie tickles all your nostalgia bones. It's awesome. So we got to watch that, and then afterwards, I went to Paramount Plus and let Michelle pick from kids and family movies, and this is why I love my daughter so much, among many reasons. She chose Good Burger.
Nice.
Yeah, because we watch all that. She loves watching Kel play Ed in the Good
Yep.
Burger
All
skits.
for folks who don't know, all that was essentially the '90s versions of a kid version of SNL.
Oh, it's the absolute shit with maybe the greatest theme song ever.
Oh God,
Led by TLC.
that song slapped.
Come on, y'all. And also, you don't skip that song ever. So
Nope.
that was something Michelle actually asked one time we were watching that, and that and Keenan and Kel, and she said, "Daddy, can we skip?" I'm like, no, we don't do that here. It's like the Chadwick Boseman meme. Well, we don't do that thing here.
Yeah.
But we had a really fun time. We did, her grandmother actually made me a double chocolate fudge cake
Oh.
with with icing, but she doused it in pink sprinkles.
Uh. Diabetes, take the wheel.
Oh no, completely. So that's why I didn't eat a whole lot of it.
Oh yeah.
I had
I would have had it gone in a day. A
I
day.
had a I had a small I had a small amount with some cookies and cream ice cream. So we did that.
Oh,
Yeah, dude. It was a great time enhanced by the fact that I spent it with my daughter.
nice.
And folks, speaking of children, later on in the show we will, because it is
That time of
almost time
year.
for kids to go back to school and my daughter starts second grade,
Oh.
which
Soon
yo,
it'll be third grade, then fourth grade, then high school, then
shut your whore
graduating high
mouth.
school.
Once again, you shut your whore mouth. I ain't ready for all that yet. I'm sure her mother is not either. Uh,
Are you ready
but
for all the boys courting her?
moving on. Moving on. No, she's just gonna focus on being the best Michelle Adelaide Roberts she can be. Now, later on in the show, guys, we're going to talk about what the first day of school meant to us at varying points in our life, and talk about just some really really awesome memories, fashion hits, and maybe some misses on on the first day of school, elementary all the way through junior high, middle, and all that jazz. Heck, even college. Might even get into that a little bit. And shout out to all the first year freshmen moving into their dorms throughout the
Yep.
country and the world. So that's something that I'm genuinely excited about. But I know you got a few things that since we last got together that you've got to experience that don't have to do with moving shit
Yes.
around in a brand new apartment.
Yep.
So why don't you let the folks know what you've had going on?
So a couple weekends ago, I got the went up to KC, spent time with a friend, and Rachel and I went and saw a concert. I'll get to that a little bit later. But me
Definitely.
and my friend, we had a guy day, and we went to the theaters and we went and saw the Meg 2, The Trench. Now, I have always loved sharks. Just put out there, I've loved sharks my whole life. I remember growing up watching uh on fairly regularly National Geographic sharks, like the old National Geographic videotape sharks, like
Yeah.
religiously. And was also going to school to become a marine biologist, just that never panned out. So, and found out that there's these books out there about megalodon, and the books were phenomenal. First movie was okay, was loosely based on the book.
Uh-huh.
The second one that just released, it's inspired. There's so much different from the book and the movie. Like it's ridiculous. Like certain I'm not gonna spoil too much, but like there's certain characters that aren't there, certain new characters that are.
Yeah.
Um, but I'll say this much: I enjoyed it more than the first movie.
All right, cool. Cool.
Uh, and the thing is, people have been ripping this movie apart left and right, like calling it trash or what. I'm like, you know what? This is just one of those like trashy summer action thriller movies that you
Hmm.
want to go with your friends to see. It's like, is it an Oscar winning movie? No. Is it a fun time? Yes.
Exactly. You're not asking for an evocative, deep performance. You're not looking to go see everywhere, everything all at once. It's a
No, I'm not.
shark movie.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it's what pisses me off most is a lot of people in the like criticize or whatever says it's a terrible horror movie. No shit, it's a thriller. It's not a horror movie. Like the thing is, a lot of people get the idea that because of the shark movie, it has to be horror. No, the thing is this: it's Jason's statement. Has Jason's statement ever really been in a horror movie?
Jason Statham, hell no. It's an
No,
action guy.
he's an action movie star. It's just the thing is, you take the action aspect, throw some suspense in there with the unknown of being in the Marianas Trench.
Yeah.
Well, look what you got here, an action thriller. It's not a
Mm,
horror movie. Like go in
yeah.
there, it's got some corny cookie movie moments, and also I'll say this much: if it was a horror movie, the black guy would have died a long time ago.
Hey, that we don't do that shit no more.
No, this guy
And
was actually a fucking
also,
badass.
motherfucker, LL Cool J survived in Deep Blue Sea.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. He's the first to ever do it. So, like I said, though, like if it was a horror movie, black guy would have died. Sorry, Kyle. Just I don't make the rules. Hollywood does.
Yeah, well, we ain't gonna get into them not paying actors properly, but the
Yeah.
thing, your point is when it comes to not just this movie, but any movie that an individual is looking forward to, it doesn't matter what a critic says.
No, it's
Go
if
enjoy movies.
yeah, it's. I mean, granted, the movie theater was pretty empty. I think there's maybe 4 of us or 6 of us in there at the movie theater total. But here's the thing: it's just a fun time. Go enjoy the movie. Movies are meant to be entertain you, enjoy it. It doesn't have to be again like a everything all at once, anywhere, everywhere all at once, or Oppenheimer or Titanic. It can just be a fun movie. Like
Yeah.
why have we gotten away from like the idea of movies can just be fun? Like I'll give an example of a movie I enjoyed that got ripped on. The Machine. Is it a dumb movie? Oh, by all means, it's dumb. The concept is dumb, but it was enjoyable.
Oh no, we
Like
all look. Everybody. I don't care who you are or what your sensibilities or what entertains you. We all have watched a stupid ass movie that made us laugh more than it probably should. Perfect example. Perfect example. I remember one time watching with my sister Jessica J. She lives in St. Louis, as a matter of fact. And I remember when I was, God, maybe 14, 14, early 2002, watching, what was it, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back with her. That is not the kind of movie she's going to sit down and watch on her own. It's a stoner comedy. I love stoner comedies when done well. She was cracking her shit was cracking up watching this, and again, just there's always room for the absurd
Yes.
at your table when it comes to entertainment. You got to have a little bit of a reverence. Like I said, I love stoner comedies. No one's ever going to go out and say any Cheech and Chong movie or How High is an all time classic, or or something that's going to go into the National Film Registry or anything like that. Shoot, maybe Top Gun Maverick doesn't. That's my favorite movie of the last few years.
Yep.
But Tom Cruise, to his credit, reminded a lot of people about the movie theater, the theater experience, and how important that is.
Yes.
That movie made you laugh, made you feel, made you cry. It
Yes.
made you feel.
And the thing was, that was a movie. I'm sorry. Like, if you never got a chance to see Top Gun Maverick in theaters, I'm sorry. Like, that movie was made for the theaters.
Yes, it was. Now, the thing is, I didn't get to see it in theaters,
Oh God,
but
it
I
was like,
have I got a huge sound bar, so I can create as much of that, recreate as much of that atmosphere as possible. But dude, I can only imagine.
yeah, it was phenomenal. Only thing I regret is not seeing at the Megaplex at the Science Center or the
Yeah,
the Omniplex,
that
whatever the
yeah
fuck it
that
was called.
I think that would have freaking rocked.
Oh God,
But the point is, you went and enjoyed a movie that not everybody's gonna like, and so what?
no,
You're not supposed to enjoy something that everybody's gonna like. And
yeah,
what I probably dig the Meg to, probably for what it is,
yeah.
nothing more.
Here's the thing: do you have HBO Max?
Max, yeah, I do.
Well, you can watch the first one, and then that'll give you an idea of what the second one's going to be like.
Okay.
So
So
that's it.
bas-
That's your homework assignment. Go watch that.
so basically, it's better than Sharknado.
Anything's better than Sharknado.
Fuck off. Those movies
I'm
are
gonna put this out
hilarious.
there right now.
They're so bad it's good.
No, no, they're just bad.
Listen, I think the most recent Sharknado had Chris Jericho in it, and by my legal obligations as a lifelong wrestling fan, I have to watch anything with a wrestler in it. That
That's
movie is
fine.
shit, but
That's
it's a
fine.
it's a fun bad movie to watch. It's like watching Super Mario Brothers the original.
You know what? I'm at a point in time where I'm gonna be like, that movie's bad. I have no intention to watch it. Like, I kid you not, I have some friends back home who literally told me we're gonna do a marathon of all the Sharknadoes and force you to watch every one. I'm like, fuck you.
I'd rather get waterboarded. Oh, that sounds
Yeah, yes.
terrible.
I'd rather have a fish, those little like fish in Amazon, swim up my dick before I watch those.
I would rather be forced to watch a marathon of every Steven Seagal movie once he got fat
That's pushing it.
in the seafood Seagal era. So basically, well, actually, no, I take it back. After Under Siege 2, um, I'd rather watch all of those than all the fucking Sharknado shit. By the way, did you know that he used stunt doubles for his voice and for walking?
Truth. That's next level fat guy shit.
Like thank goodness he has no self-awareness, by the way, because otherwise we would not have a gold mine of YouTubers mocking this dude. If it's not him, it's Neil Breen. But also, like, maybe the funniest thing in the world is watching Steven Seagal run. Like, he flails his arms like a little kid. It, ew, just ew.
Yeah.
And also, I think anytime you see him on camera with a woman, you automatically have to yell stranger danger.
Yep.
Bottom line, you enjoyed the movie, and so what if
It was
everybody else
great.
did? It's no big fucking
I
deal.
plan on, when it comes out on DVD, I plan on getting a copy. It is going on my shelf.
Fuck yeah, dude. Also, you went to a concert recently. You
Yep.
want to tell everybody
At the
about
same,
the
at the
time you
same
went
weekend.
doing an Ed Sheeran show.
Oh God, I will tell you right now. If you have any inkling of liking Ed Sheeran's music, you have to see him live. This was, I think, the final portion of the final tour for his mathematics
Ah,
series.
yeah,
Dude, you don't fully appreciate how talented this man is until you see him do it live. Because here's the thing: he creates. He has no. Here's the thing: everything he does is live. There's no playback on his music. All the music's done live. No backtracks, nothing. So like you've heard the song Shiver, right?
no.
You never heard Ed Sheeran Shivers?
No, I have no, I've never made it a point to listen to Ed Sheeran.
Oh,
No, no
but like
knock or anything.
every element of it, so all the like the different like what's it called? Not techno, but like the different elements of the song.
Right, right.
He does them live. It puts them on a loop. He creates a
Ooh,
loop track of every little element and then performs the song live.
oh, that sounds sick.
Dude, it was I heard about it. I seen the videos of it. Watching it live happen. Like it puts way, he messed up the timing on parts of one of the songs he was doing.
Hmm.
Stopped the song, restart, and he said, let's try this again." And started all the elements, created the elements all over again till they were perfect, and then did the song. Like it was ridiculous.
Oh,
Like
that slaps.
yep, and the two artists that opened for him were really entertaining. They were good. I can't tell you enough. Like I said, if you get a chance to see Ed Sheeran, go see Ed Sheeran. Like, don't turn it down. It is a fun time. Yeah, that's all I can say. It's like this way. I've been to a lot of concerts. You know that.
Uh huh.
He's in my top 5 all-time favorite performer live performances.
That sets a really high bar, bro. I
Oh yeah. Also, he did his first gender reveal for a couple.
that's really neat to have that somebody it gets asked to do that.
Yeah.
I know like Adele recently did one and she broke down in tears on stage just because that's special, you
Yeah,
know.
the thing was he was mid song and he saw this and he stopped playing and it was dead silent. It's like that's how you know like he was not had no backtrack playing.
Oh man, so all in all, you can't recommend an Ed Sheeran experience enough.
Oh, I can't. Like I said, I'll just keep telling you, go. Opportunity arises, go.
Well, well, I dig that a lot, folks, and anybody who listens to the show that's been to an Ed Sheeran concert. Once we have
Uh,
this episode available for you, yeah, feel free to let us know on our socials
Tell us your
and also on
experience.
YouTube. Yeah, definitely. I haven't been to a concert and God, it's been a long damn time.
Uh,
The last concert I went to, well, besides okay, no, last year I went to go see the Backstreet Boys, which was fucking fire.
yeah.
Those dudes do not age. But I think the last one before then was REO Speedwagon.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, back
Oh,
in
uh,
13 or 14. It was 14.
yeah. Also to give you some context, the man knows how to play his audience because this concert was at Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah,
So, um, apparently his previous concert he was in Philly. He made a comment that Philly was really loud and that like this is supposed to be the loudest stadium ever.
it is. Yeah.
And he got the crowd going to be loud. Like he's like, listen, I'm gonna sing the chorus. You're gonna scream the chorus on off tune. I don't care. Show me how loud you're gonna be. And it got loud. Also, seeing Arrowhead Stadium lit up with cell phones,
Ooh.
it was a sight to see. Like I've seen stadiums lit up like that, but like Arrowhead lit up like that was phenomenal. And this
Well,
was
it was it completely sold out?
yeah. I mean, they had some upper sections like tarped off, but it
Mhm.
was pretty much top to bottom packed.
That's sick. I haven't been to Arrowhead. Obviously, it's in the Guinness Book of World Records for largest outdoor stadium in the world. I can only imagine. And once again, that's not even for a Chiefs game. So
No, but there's a lot of Chiefs people there, and
of
they did
course.
they did a chop.
Yeah, I gotta do the chop, do the home of the Chiefs, shit. And speaking of folks, we next week for next Friday night on YouTube, at the time of this recording, will be the following Friday at 6 p.m. We will be doing a live fantasy draft for our first Triple B's Fantasy Football League, Beer League Football League, run by this handsome son of a bitch and moderately attractive other gentlemen that have joined me to do our first year of fantasy football. And the best thing about this, Jared Mossman is going to play fantasy football.
Yes.
That tickles the shit out of me. For all the years I couldn't get him into football. All it took was a woman. Of course it did. Um,
Let's be honest here. What most women can get a man to do anything they want.
Pretty well. The right one absolutely can and will.
I'll say this right now. Like there might be a lot of nights where home's laying in bed or whatnot. Wife's like it's like 9 o'clock at night or 8:30 at night. She's like, "Can you go make me tea?" Guess who's up going downstairs to make her a cup of tea?
Like, oh yeah, baby, absolutely. I'll get you a cup of tea.
So it's like
Shit.
the right woman will get you to do anything.
Facts on facts, but also it's got to go the other way around as
Oh
well.
no, the thing is like if the right woman gets you to do that, the right woman's taking care of you. Hence, like my wife, my birthday's coming up next month. My headphones were going out. As an early birthday gift, she got me these new headphones, as y'all can see on YouTube's or whatnot. We'll be able to see. Uh, this is my trial run with them. I'm loving them. They're comfy.
Dude,
Like
you got the exact same ones I do. I'm just not using them right now. But you're absolutely right. But here's like what's hilarious is that Jared and Miranda, they've been married now for what was it 2 years?
a year because I got married before Jared did,
Oh yeah, you did. And
and
then
I'm
y'all
approaching my 2 year.
then y'all ragged on me for not being married yet, but nonetheless. But his father-in-law, humongous Chiefs fan, and this is how I knew things had changed with this man because we're having regular ass football conversations that normally I'd be having with my sports guys and my mother, who's the world's biggest. But yeah, he's all in it, and he gets chief schedules, and he's not missing games, and this and this. I'm like, this is
Funny,
weird.
funny enough, he told me that his next day is Sunday off. He might take a Sunday off just to watch, like, relax and watch football. He
Excuse
told me.
me.
He told me that. He
He
told
would
me that
take a
today.
day off. He's the biggest workaholic we know. He would take a day off to watch football.
And relax. Yes.
I don't know this man anymore.
Dude, does anybody know this man anymore?
I imagine my shock when I found out he actually was licensed to sell propane in the state of Missouri. So he
Yep.
is legitimately Hank Hill. He loves
Yep.
his grass. He has no ass, and he loves football, and he has
Yep.
no tolerance for stupid shit. He is
Yep.
Hank Hill.
Yep. And the thing is, he told me that if his work gives him tickets to a Chiefs game, he's taking me with him.
All right, hell yeah.
And the thing is, this I'm not the biggest. I honestly think I appreciate the athletes for what they can do in football, but for me, football's never really been my forte.
No, totally cool. It might change how you feel if you experience it live.
I think the only real live football games I've ever seen was I watched Missouri State play when I was there. When I was younger, I did watch a SEMO game, but I don't think I ever really seen. I've never seen a professional game.
Though, okay, those two schools in particular, at the time you went to those games mainly to sober up from the night before, because that sunlight or what have you was going to help you out. Oh, especially if they were playing an early game. Just saying, at the time, SEMO and Mizzou State weren't much of a watch. Now they
Well, oh no,
are.
no, no. The thing is, like a SEMO. When I went and watched SEMO, I think in seventh or eighth. I think it was seventh grade, sixth or
Oh, they
seventh
weren't
grade,
good at
one or two.
they weren't good at all, dude.
Yeah, and then most recently was when I was going to like back in 2016 is when I saw watched some Missouri State games. They did fair. Missouri State's not been good.
No, well, they've made the FCS or what we used to know as Division One AA playoffs the last 2 years. So they've got something going on, and they nearly beat. I think it was like 2019 or 20. They nearly beat Arkansas in down in Fayetteville. Point being, well, the point being is that it's just so weird that this man is so heavy into sports. Like, who
Yep,
are you? Like who am I
yep.
talking to here?
He's
But I
going
love
to a
it.
Cardinals game today.
Yeah, you know what, and screw him for that. No, which is super cool. I haven't been to a Cardinals game in 8 years.
you
Uh,
like maybe next season things will be different. All I can say is
definitely.
I'll say as much from my experience with the Cardinals this year. It doesn't feel the same without Yachty there. It just doesn't.
No, and it shows because
Yep.
we can't. Wilson Contreras is more of a hitter than an actual catcher by what the job asks of you, and he like defensively he's fine. Obviously, Yachty is too high of a standard to ask of anybody, but he doesn't call games as effectively. Kinzer calls games better than Contreras does, but he
That's just
also
because
is
he
not.
Well, that's just because like Kisner was literally studying under Yachty.
Exactly. Exactly. And coming up in that framework, he knows what to do, how to keep the staff, in line, and whoever's on the mound to call the right pitches. Does all their homework, but he's not as good of an all-around player, and also he's not being paid $87 million, so we kind of have to play Wilson Contreras. So there's that. The pitching's falling apart. This was the first time in a long time that the Cardinals actually embraced selling at the deadline.
And we
So,
really didn't
we
sell
sold
that
off.
much.
No, but we sold enough to make room to do some, finagling for next season.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it's not as big of panic fix as Cardinals fans are making it out to be. And you know why people are panicking? Because this is a spoiled generation of Cardinals fans who don't know what it's like to
Well,
lose.
the thing is this: on paper, the Cardinals were supposed to be pretty much should have been able to walk the Central Division, no problem, and
Yes,
just
but
and then watch them fall apart or whatnot. Again, all it's doing. Honestly, I'll say as much. All this season's doing is proving all the haters out there on Yachty who says he's not a first round ballot Hall of Famer that what Yachty could do behind that damn plate and in the clubhouse,
is not measured in numbers.
it's not. It's like in numbers, sure, there's definitely betters. I mean, it's a quantifiable fact, but it's the unmeasurable shit that Yachty could do that makes him a damn first ballot Hall of Famer. And I will die
Exactly.
on that hill.
No question. That's why you'll get a lot of people that will say that Yadier Molina was a better all-around catcher than certain catchers that are in the Hall of Fame because those guys weren't good defensively because they were big time bats and great hitters like a Carlton Fisk, like a Mike Piazza. More, I mean, he's not obviously Yadi is not Yogi Berra, by any means, or Roy Campanella, but coming into the era where people just fell in love with the long ball, Carlton Fisk, up until Mike Piazza was the all-time leader in home runs by a catcher. Was he a noted great defender? Not necessarily. He was league average. Piazza was not a good defender. His caught stealing percentage was below league average. He had bad knees. In today's game, he'd be DHing.
Yep.
But bottom line is he's well over 400 home runs. He's a monster hitter. I believe he won an MVP award, which is hard to do as a catcher. So there's that. So people look at that position from different perspectives, valuing what somebody does behind the plate more than what they do at the plate, and the other way around. It's tough, to see the Cardinals struggle like this. But again, a fan base, especially younger, that doesn't know what it's like to fail. And this will be the Cardinals' first losing season since 2007. And let me do some math here, some quick math. In 25 years, this will only have been their second losing season. The other one was 1999, where they were 75 and 86. And that was the year and also Mark McGwire hit freaking 65 homers that year. Imagine 65 home runs and your pitching's that bad.
Yep.
But the point is, it's not the best year, but it's all right. This is nothing that can't be fixed, but you better get it right quick because this division is going to belong to the Cincinnati Reds and Ellie De La Cruz for a long time.
Yep.
Get your shit straight.
It's front office needs to get their head out of their ass and get shit on the right course, or the fans will riot.
I don't know if it's going to be that bad, but you do have a standard to hold up. I mean, we're not the only marquee franchise that's struggling this year. The New York Yankees are under 500 this late in the season for the first time since 1995.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
and the thing is also the big question for this offseason is going to be where does Shohei land?
did you see how much his estimated what his estimated number is going to be? seven
That
hundred million dollars.
doesn't surprise me.
No, because on a 12-year deal, which will be an average a 60 million average.
Yeah,
You're,
like I
ba-
say,
because you're paying for a top slugger and a staff ace in one
yeah,
person.
and the thing is like right now he's in the chase with somebody else to see who's going to be the top slugger in the AL.
I mean, come on, it's him and everybody else.
No, there's somebody who's actually ahead of him right now. I can't remember his name though.
Oh, well, I couldn't. Well, wouldn't know. I mean, if Aaron Judge was healthy all year, it probably would have been him. But
No,
I know.
there's rumors that there's a chance that Aaron Judge's record is going to get broken this year.
Is that a fact? Well, shoot. While we're at it, let me go to now. Let me go to my. Let's go to baseball reference real quick and just take a look at numbers while we got it going on right here. I know. I will say this: and we don't believe in guarantees in sports, but I can't see anybody beating the Atlanta Braves for the World Series right now. I
They're
can't do it.
they're on tear.
That's a wagon. They're 79-42. That is an absolute wagon right now. And Matt Olson leads the majors in home runs with 43 right at this point. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But Shohei's number is looking. It's supposed to be about $780 million for 12 years once he hits market. Which is that absurd? Damn right it is. But what are you gonna do? I mean, shit.
Honestly, if I was the Cardinals organization, I would jump on that.
I
I don't
see.
care. I don't care about the number. I don't care about the money. It's a talent like that. That's going to be a good bat in the lineup and a solid ace.
Bottom line, and I mean, let me go pull up Shohei's numbers right now. Let's see. Oh yeah, he's tied for the major league lead in home runs with Matt Olson of the Braves. 43 home runs. He's batting 308, but only 89 RBIs. Oh, by the way, he has 17 steals. The fuck is this? Come on, man.
Enjoy. Everybody in baseball right now should just enjoy this player.
Yeah, because this is once in a generation. It's literally Shohei Ohtani to me is if Ken Griffey Jr. could pitch.
This is literally a Babe Ruth. This is once in a lifetime, not generation. This is once in a lifetime talent.
Yeah, and his numbers this year on the mound 10-5 with a 3.17 ERA. Let's see. He does lead the majors in wild pitches, so there's that.
I
But
mean,
11.4 strikeouts per 9 innings. He's got 165 strikeouts this year. He's going to strike out 200 batters, hit 50 home runs, steal maybe 25 bases, and hit over
30.
300. Given this late in the season, I don't know, but hey, anything could. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's baseball.
fuck. Exactly, it's baseball, and you know what? I'm curious if the Angels are even in playoff contention right now. If
I don't
they're
think they
not, I'm gonna
are.
be mad. They're 60-63.
I think Trout is on the injured list again.
All I do is just sigh every time I think about Mike Trout and his all of his injuries. Yep, 10-day injured list. What does it say? He's only played 81 games this year. Get the fuck off. Jeez. Yeah, 18 home runs, 44 RBIs, and a 263 average in 81 games. He can't ever stay healthy.
And the thing is, like, this is his last big contract. He'll never get another one this size.
Yeah, because he's 31 years old with
Yep.
all that mileage on him. I mean,
Yep.
come on. What the Angels are doing is baseball malpractice. How dare you? To these two generational players. But just tying it all together with I love that we get in and do our baseball talk, which we should be doing this on a semi-regular, separate from the show. I would absolutely love to do that with
I
you.
mean, you
But
tell
here's
me
what,
when.
say less. Yeah, we're 12 out, but here, you know what? Here's what's going to really piss you off. Here's what our actual record is supposed to be based on our what's it called? Our run differential. We're 15 games under 500. We're supposed to be 7 under.
Here's the thing. We're 12 games out.
We're 12.
If we somehow make the wild card on the last day of the season again,
We're gonna win the World Series.
yeah. Just like everyone else, go home. We won.
Just like
go home.
2011. Because you know what it always is? We sprinkle that Cardinal fairy dust bullshit on a player nobody's heard of. So insert David Freese or insert David Eckstein. Well, people knew who he was, but you didn't expect him to win a World Series MVP, or sprinkle it on somebody like fucking Tommy Edman.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
just what the hell we do. So like that's Rob Manfred's worst nightmares that the Cardinals sneak into the playoffs and bullshit their way to another ring because that's what the fuck we would do. But like here, okay, here's the postseason right now as it stands in the National League. Atlanta's obviously top seed. Dodgers are 5 behind Atlanta for best record, but they lead the West by 10.5. Then
Yeah.
you got the Brewers who lead the Reds by 2. But your wild card leaders right now are the Phillies, who, hey, if they get in, that's dangerous because of what they did last year in the postseason and get into the World Series. And the Giants have a half game lead over the Marlins and the Reds, a half game in the loss
That,
column.
that's gonna be a close run there.
Yeah, actually, I do believe it's now 5 teams in the postseason now, 2 wild card spots. So actually, that then you'd have to get down into tiebreakers with the Marlins and Reds.
Yep.
They might have to play a 1 game, but in the American League is absolutely stupid. Keep in mind the Yankees are in last place, and if they were in the National League Central, they'd be in fourth place. They're 2 games under 500, where we're 15. But looking at the American League, Baltimore, they're a great story. God, they're fun to watch. It'll be them winning their division. The Rangers are 2.5 up on the Astros, and the Twins are 5 up on the Cleveland Guardians in the worst division in baseball, as you do. And your wild cards right now are Tampa and Houston. With
Tampa.
Toronto is 3 back of the
Honest,
Astros.
honestly, if they make it, if the Cardinals don't make it in, I'm kind of hoping Tampa Bay makes the run.
I would like to see that, simply because I always feel that the Rays are always on the verge of possibly getting moved because of their stadium situation. But apparently they're okay. They're just still trying to figure something out. They're not leaving Florida or anything. But God, they need a new stadium. I I'd like to see that, but I also would really love to see the Orioles make a run. They haven't won a World Series since 1983, and their core is Studley. And hey, they had the number 1 pick in this year's draft, just happened to be the son of Cardinals great Matt Holliday.
Yeah,
The
apparently
short,
I've seen pictures of him batting or whatnot. That dude is ripped.
yeah, he's absolutely jacked.
Like
He's loaded.
I was like, wait, this guy's how old? 19? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's
The man
nasty.
looks like he's 28.
It's a grown man, and he has not played a game for the Orioles this year. He's not expected to.
But he's
Uh,
tearing it up in the minors.
It's terrible. Yeah, he's going to be special. The Orioles have had the last 2 number 1 overall picks, and one of them showed out in the home run derby this year. Adley Rutschman. He batted and hit home runs from both sides of the plate in the derby.
God, let's say Holiday makes the jump next beginning of next season. Can you imagine him and that other guy in the lineup?
Yeah, they'd be absolutely disgusting. And they're 75-47 right now, which gives them the second best record in baseball, which would still put them 4.5 games behind the Braves.
The Braves.
Jeez.
It's what's funny is the Braves when they're on, they're terrifying, but when they're off, it's like, who is this team?
Their run differential is plus 212.
Yeah, they're on a yeah
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah
exactly. Yeah. Just to give you an idea, with Ronald Acuna Jr., who I always say is the best, the most valuable round player to a team. And here's the scary part: almost that entire lineup is homegrown players.
yep.
That's ridiculous. Where Ronald Acuna Jr., these are his numbers right now: 334 average, 27 home runs, 73 RBIs, 55 steals. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the
Jeez.
stolen base is back. That give okay, we don't like Rob Manfred much, but give him credit for that by approving a rule, a decision to make the bases, the bags a little bigger. Teams now are more encouraged to steal,
Also,
bringing back the stolen base.
also limiting the number of times you try to pick off is help that too.
Exactly. But 110 runs scored. He leads the majors in steals and runs scored, and he just happens to be batting freaking 334.
Good night.
Uh,
I
uh, So like
I
at one point people were saying, is he going to become a 40-90 player?
uh
Because he's easily going to be 30 60.
It's possible. I mean, again, it's baseball. Anything's possible. You don't know what's going to happen to the end of the season.
No. Also, let's see, three. Oh, Atlanta also has 6 guys with at least 20 home runs in August,
That's
and their seventh the number 7 guy in home runs, 18.
that's
Come
terrifying
on.
lineup as a pitcher. It's like here's the thing: if the Cardinals face them, I guarantee you there might be a. I'm sorry, I feel bad as a Cardinals fan, but if the Cardinals face them, I got a feeling there will be a new record for amount of home runs in a single game.
Mercy rule. It would be the equivalent of pitching to the Braves, playing at Coors Field.
Like, do you remember that old Bugs Bunny cartoon, the baseball one, where
Not
the
sure.
old guys like throwing to the team and like there's teeing off and then like the other the post teams like doing the like a conga line around the bases. It's like it's like this doesn't feel right.
I know when Major League Baseball, we do not have accelerated. We don't do like bust clock on anybody, no mercy rule or anything like that. But geez, like that. Okay, that's the equivalent of sending the A's or the fucking Royals to pitch to that lineup.
Yeah.
But we got a lot to look forward to with for the Major League postseason, the NFL starting up. Like I said, folks, check us out next Friday evening, 6 o'clock. We will be live on YouTube. I have a link provided for everybody to check
There
out
there
and
will be
join
trash
us.
talking.
Oh, um, tons of. So like, kiss my ass. I'm gonna fuck all
I
y'all up.
I am gonna hold hands with whoever to last place.
Ain't gonna be me.
I'm going to this. I'm going to the draft as a. I'm going to have some fun with this. There's no stakes. This is just bragging rights stakes. Is to
Oh,
have fun.
definitely. Nobody's over here getting hot on fantasy football, but this is something new that we're gonna expand into this year and have a lot of
Experiment.
fun with it, and we can do weekly recaps on how everybody did and who beat who and all that jazz, and it's gonna be a lot of
Uh,
fun, folks. Now,
did
speaking
you
of
see the name?
fun,
Quickly, did you see the name of my team?
I didn't.
My team's Blood in the Water.
I like that. I like it. Did you see my team's name?
Yeah, I can't remember it though.
Well, just give you 2 words as a clue. Acknowledge me. The heads of the table, baby. Damn straight.
this is gonna be
Acknowledge
a.
your tribal.
This is gonna be fun. Well, anyway, folks,
Acknowledge your flood fucking tribal chief. Now I know that we're gonna switch. We can switch to
we're getting
gaming
back on
here.
track. Yeah, so we're getting back on
Yeah,
track.
let's switch to gaming. And the one game, see, the only game I'm truly looking forward to for the rest of the year is, well, there's two, is Mortal Kombat 1 and Forza Motorsport, as it is the exclusive sim racing game for Xbox Series consoles. However, you and Baldur's Gate 3 are
Oh my.
absolutely made for each other. So
Yes.
tell folks about that and your
So,
experience.
folks, if you live in a rock here in the gaming world, Baldur's Gate 3, after 3 years of development and pre-develop early access, has finally fully released. And
Yeah.
dear God, is it a ride? Like, I've played a lot of games or whatnot, and in my lifetime, a lot of RPGs. The character creation for this is so detailed. It's gorgeous. The options you have, it just what you can do with character creation alone is ridiculous. Like you can almost down to the detail. You can like literally you can customize your character's dick.
Hey, oh, pause. The fuck?
Yes, that's how detailed this shit is. Like you can make your character have two different eye colors intentionally.
Okay, that is cool, but I mean, listen, I ain't trying to get hung up double pause on anything. There, ain't nah. Continue.
But like the thing is with this game, it's I would say for me it's the first real true RPG game, open world, where every decision you make matters
Awesome.
from the get go. Every little detail, every little minor thing you do in the game has some effect on the outcome of the story. This game has, I think, I told you like 17,000 different endings.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Holy hell!
Over 100 hours of like gorgeous cinematics.
Wow, man.
I mean, there's
Wow.
a reason. It's a reason this game is like 100 and it's 120, 130 gigs download. This game's massive. Like, it will make your PC cry.
Well, I'm glad I don't have this game solely for that, even though I just did get
Your
some new
your
tools.
yours
Yeah.
yours would be no problem as long as you keep have good cooling. Your PC will have absolutely no problem running this thing.
Okay, because yeah, I got a good cooling unit put in yesterday, but Jesus, 17,000 endings.
I believe yes. And here's the thing. It was just released yesterday. Some guy made a statement. He has put 90 hours in Act One alone. That's it. 90 hours in Act One. That should give you an idea of how much there is to do in this game and how freeform it is. Like, everything's eventually going to lead you to the main story areas, but you have so many different things you can do, so many things to interact with, and it is like one of the honestly probably the best incorporations of D&D I've ever seen in a game. Like, the game is it's based on D&D in its world and whatnot, and the character creation, all the stuff you do with your character and like how you build it is based in D&D, and it is flawless.
Yeah, so
I
you're not going to be playing anything else for a good while.
I'd be playing it more if my damn laptop could handle it.
Well, maybe wink, wink. Your birthday coming up, you'll get some gimmicks that'll help with that.
Yeah, hopefully. But like I said, this game is ridiculous, and it deserves to have the highest rated, be the highest rated game of 2023. Like, this game, and the thing is, like, not only here's what kills me is the biggest thing. The developers have come out and said they don't think they're going to do DLC for this game.
Huh? That's standard for anything.
Exactly.
Wow.
There's DLC for the first two Baldur's Gates, but the replay value of this game alone and how like you can small little changes here and there and how you play the game will affect the story. Like,
Mhm.
and the thing is, this also a big thing here. Day one, no hot fixes needed. The game was playable in full on day one launch, full
Oh my
release.
God! Wait, that Byron, that doesn't happen anymore.
It it happened now.
That's
It,
fucking beautiful
I'm
to hear.
I'm calling it right now. If this game, if this game is not win Game of the Year, I'll be shocked, 100% shocked. And the thing is, I'll say this right now: this game has set the standard for all games going forward. And we're gonna get to the topic on that point in a
Oh
second.
yeah, oh, no,
Uh,
I'm starting to see it now that you mention that.
yeah, like, no joke. The age. Also, another thing about the game: no microtransactions. It's a
Ugh.
full fucking release game.
Wait, hold on. You mean like, hold on, let me find something from back in the day. Because we used to have these things, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you mean like this shit right here? You see this? Tony Hawk's Underground 2 on Xbox, fully fucking released as is, with no
Yep.
need to patch, update. Oh my God. And oh, what year was this, by the way? 2004. Come on. That's
It's
what we should always be fucking having.
And granted, you can do some cheese stuff in the game. Like, again, it's any game. There's ways to exploit shit. I saw an exploit where the highest damage you could do was you essentially you get an owlbear and you essentially drop it on an enemy. It does like over 1,000 damage. They calling it owlbear from the top rope.
Damn. Nice.
Like, if
Like
you
it a
just watch a
lot.
video of it, watch it. It's hilarious. I watched it. I was like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Like it a lot.
Uh, but like I said, this game's gorgeous. It's great. It's it's worth it's worth the $60.
Oh, are you setting me up for something by saying $60?
No, I'm just saying, like, most games nowadays on release, they're not worth the 80, 100, whatever
Oh
pre-order
no.
shit. This game's worth it.
I don't know, just you said $60 and I thought about full price games, which really piss me off
Oh,
nowadays.
really?
So
What game is that, Kyle?
it's not just a game, it's a fucking developer. Bro,
Oh, A developer who's being
No,
greedy?
no. Listen, I ain't had my coffee yet. I've been up since 2 in the morning. Had a long night. Rockstar Games. All right, I'm gonna show you something real quick. Rockstar is like, and this is an EA rant too, because now I ain't soapbox in a minute, but this is an EA rant, so I'm gonna show you something as well with Rockstar. See this right here, folks. You'll be able to see it on YouTube through my weird Metal Gear background. That is Max Payne 3. See that little R? That's Rockstar. Rockstar is like the 50 Cent song "Wanksta," his debut single, smash single back in the day, with the line "Damn homie, in high school you was the man, homie." Everybody fucked with Rockstar back in the day, and I mean everybody. GTA with Max Payne and fucking Bully and Midnight Club, 3, mainly 3. Goated, God tier shit. EA, same thing, but this is mainly a Rockstar thing. Y'all have the nerve to announce you are releasing for the Switch and the PS4. PS4, keep this in mind. It's last gen. Red Dead Redemption. Notice I didn't say 2. Y'all got the nerve to release that at full price with no optimization and no updates, no nothing.
It's just a port.
How fucking dare you? Y'all were wrong for the GTA Trilogy remaster. Come to find out, all you did was port the mobile version of all 3 games to current gen consoles and sell it full price. Broken. At bare minimum, what y'all could have done with those games is re-rendered them on the engine of Grand Theft Auto 4, and I don't think anybody would have complained. Give it that much care, and then auto HDR it, FPS boost, throw all those bells and whistles in it. You could have done that, and GTA 4 came out in 2008. You could have done that, and got no complaints out of people, generally speaking. But that is legitimately some hoe ass shit. That's fact.
But Kyle, if they would have done that, it would take it away from development of GTA 6.
That game will release when my daughter graduates high school, and that's
That game
another
is no. That game, I'm calling it right now. GTA 6 doesn't exist in any state. It doesn't exist.
Makes me so angry.
If it does exist, you know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be a complete reskinned GTA 5.
I can believe that. I can genuinely believe that.
They're not developing shit. That company is not developing shit.
No, the only game they've released in the last decade was outside of that was Red Dead Redemption 2, and they're still whoring that game out. Now, granted, that game is way more enjoyable than GTA 5. I have Red Dead Redemption 2, but Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2013. You know what released in 2013? The Xbox One. You've been running this one game. See, I have GTA 4 over here for PlayStation 3. And that, keep in mind, that was 2008, 5 years later, which, based on the size of those games, is a fair amount of time. Because San Andreas, I want to say, was 04. So roughly 4 years there. And then you had another 5 years because these are big projects. You haven't made a new Grand Theft Auto in a decade. You don't make a new Bully. You don't make a new Midnight Club. You don't even make Manhunt. And you don't do a Max Payne nothing.
The thing is this: they're saying they're working on it, but the thing is, I blame Bethesda for part of this as well because they've poured out Skyrim. How many times now?
Yeah. How many ports to that do we have?
I think we're up to the Ultra Max Super High Def Anniversary Legendary Quadra Edition now, I think.
The fuck?
I'm making a joke that like keep
updating it as like.
And also I'll even blame Resident Evil for this same shit.
RE4.
When companies keep re-releasing the same title over and over and over, even if it's minor tweaks, and you buy the shit, they don't have to make new shit.
No, because they have such a deep backlog of nostalgia.
And the thing is, like, Skyrim, I mean, we've been waiting for years for Skyrim, for the next Elder Scrolls game. Granted, I think I'll say this much, and it's not saying much really, but I think Bethesda's further along with their Elder Scrolls 6 than Rockstar is with GTA 6.
I completely agree with that. And yeah, Capcom, like, yeah, let's lump Capcom into this as well because you mentioned Resident Evil. Okay, sure, Devil May Cry 5 is badass. I have it. But you have so, and you know, Street Fighter 6, I can't wait to try. But there's so many other titles that they could do that are just sitting there. Um, it's incredibly infuriating, and I just pulled up in my CD case binder because yes, I'm one of those people. L.A. Noir. You want to talk about another Rockstar gem? L.A. Noir. It got a re-release for Switch
Yep.
with nothing new. What are we doing here?
We're milking the cow until the milk runs dry, and as long as people
Uh,
are buying it, it's gonna do that. And
uh,
we're gonna get to back to Baldur's Gate.
yes, please do.
Uh, these same big AAA companies are now bitching and moaning that uh Baldur's Gate has set an unprecedented standard, and they don't like it.
Are you kidding me? You're now complaining about the standard of quality being too high.
Yes,
I hate it here.
it's like, are you kidding me? And the thing is, this game is now either gonna make or break Starfield. If
Starfield, yeah.
Starfield does not live up to Baldur's Gate 3, AAA companies are fucked.
You know Starfield. You know if it doesn't, you know what it becomes? No Man's Sky Part Two.
Yep. And the thing is, a lot of hype. Or I think, and the thing is, like, the Baldur's Gate 3 team had 400 devs. That's a good sized team.
Yeah, it's a huge team.
But AAA games have double, if not triple that. It's like you're telling me with all those size teams, you can't release a new game, on release day without having to do hotfix patches to make it runnable, or have a full game released on day one. We're looking at you, Halo. We're looking at you, fucking Overwatch 2. We're looking at all these other games that like day one released, missing elements. It's like, I'm sorry. I'm all for this shit. Like, I'm defying my hill. I'm dying on this. AAA companies, if you can't get your shit together and release a game day one that's playable, enjoyable, and has replay value, you shouldn't be in the fucking market.
Dude, that's the most angry I think I've ever seen you.
I'm tired of this bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm over it. It's like a smaller company. I've been saying it for how many years now? Indie companies been doing it better for the last 10 years.
Yeah, because it's about care and quality.
Yeah, AAA companies don't give two shits. I'm calling you right now. If Starfield does not come out as a full playable game that meets at least Baldur's 3 standards, I'm calling it now to everybody out there. Don't buy any new games that are from Bethesda, from Rockstar, any of the big AAA companies. Don't buy the game.
Yeah.
Hurt him in the pocketbook. Be like, we'll buy your game when it's $10 or free.
Mm-hmm. You know, and I feel this way. I feel this exact same way about EA and mainly EA Sports. And that one legitimately breaks my heart as a gamer because of what growing up, that catchphrase, which is a part of pop culture, if it's in the game, it's in the game. With the voiceover guy that you hear all the way back on Super Nintendo.
EA
That
Sports,
is
it's in the game.
that's a stamp of quality right there. It should be. Madden 24 just launched. I cannot stress to you how many videos that keep popping up in my YouTube feed of exposing buggy gameplay and repetitive features that are being recycled as new because this younger generation of Madden gamers don't know better. But when
Yep.
when you got gamers like myself who experienced, especially in high school, the peak of Madden 02 to 05, 06,
03's goated.
absolutely is, and the soundtrack introduced me to Good Charlotte, by the way, and Seether, or Yale Seether. Nonetheless, you know what they put back into the game this year? Minicamp mode.
Yep. I remember that from
You know what game that debuted in? Madden 03.
yeah, I remember that because I remember doing those mini camp games and
Yeah,
practicing it.
yeah. Like for instance, the rushing attack. When I'll give you a perfect example on Madden 03. The higher the difficulty got, they give you a slower running back, but with a higher break tackle rating. So for instance, in 2002, like I think the all Madden difficulty running back was Emmett Smith because he was older and slow, but he's hard to bring down. Blah blah blah. Makes the challenge harder. You can't just say sprint to the outside and try to outrun somebody. You can't do that. Or what you could do was, and they don't have this in the game. In the minicamp mode, where back in the day you would earn, let's say you're doing like the coffin corner, the punting challenge,
Yep.
and you earn a silver trophy. They don't have it now where you can either keep those points or you can gamble and bet and try to go for the gold trophy, but if you don't get it, you get nothing. That puts more pressure on you to perform and
Yep.
deliver. So they don't have that now. Also, in franchise mode, the where you can relocate teams, they've made that portion easier. But guess what? All the uniform templates are still the same, and they're pre-made. You
Yep.
cannot customize in meticulous detail how you want your team's logos to look, colors, designs, everything. Can't do it. Can't build your own stadium. All the stadiums are pre-made
Yep.
for you. You know
Yep.
where you could build your own stadium? Madden 04.
But the problem with all this is, well, some people who are releasing all these videos about how the problems or whatnot, they still bought the game, they didn't return it, they're still playing it.
Now, actually, one guy, and I want to shout him out real quick, Ryan Moody on YouTube. I swear that I woke up yesterday, and this dude at like 7 something in the morning already had a new Madden video up exposing. But he makes a point to always say the people that don't complain about it, usually it almost seems like they're almost bought and paid for by EA to promote the game because they're MUT players. They're the people who open up card packs and tell you how great of a game it is, knowing it's bad. The only people that don't know it's bad and don't care that it's bad is the NFL because they want their money, and the
Again,
Madden brand sells.
the problem is these people are buying the game, they're realizing how shit it is, and they're still holding on to the game. The EA doesn't care. If you bought the game and you held on to the game, guess what? EA made their money.
Put
They
a
don't.
clown face on you because you're a fucking sucker.
Yeah, it's like if the game sucks, return it. If EA was getting all these returned copies from retailers about the game being like people like, oh yeah, people bought these games. Oh, they returned them though. Oh, hey, guess what? We're losing money on this.
Hmm. Do you know why people refuse? And I've one of my very good friends even told me, and this poor bastard, he's a lifelong Bears fan. Sad life, but he straight up told me the reason why. He knows it's bad. He's always known that the game has generally been garbage since roughly Madden 15. The last one I bought was 25. No, I bought Madden 15. Um, but I made a point to buy at launch Madden 25, which came out in 2013. But he straight up said, "Dude, I know it sucks, but I can't get a new simulation game anywhere else." And that's another thing. The NFL's
No, no, no,
license
no, 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 no. Here's the thing.
simulation. That's the
You're
key,
you're
not
you're
an
you're
NFL game.
you're wanting a simulation game. Is there an older version of the game that's better?
Oh, of course there's two of them.
Then why the hell are you buying new? If you know the new is gonna be garbage, play what's good.
Because most people, they want to be able, especially if you're a hardcore fan of your team or just in general, you want to be able to play with the new players. You want to see how they're rated
Oh,
and da 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 and all that jazz. I
ooh.
get it.
You can
And
you can
especially if you're a rookie in the NFL, this is your first time making it into a video game. That is a big deal.
here's my counterpoint to that. Can you create custom characters?
Yeah.
Then, oh, hey, guess what? You now create you want these new characters in the roster? Go make custom characters with the ratings.
And that's why I play NFL 2K5 mods.
If your only argument is you want the new players or whatnot, then guess what? You're accepting that you've already admitted you're willing to play a shit game, and you don't care.
Yeah,
You want to
and
bitch and moan about it? No. You can't. At the point in time, you can't. If you've lost all
you've
right to
lost the
bitch and moan,
right. You absolutely
it's
have.
it's again the question is like somebody bitches and moan about it. Oh, did you buy the game? Yeah. Did you know his shit? Yeah. Then why are you bitching and moaning?
Because it's the only one there.
Oh,
I
okay.
can go it
It's
out.
yeah. It's like okay, sure. But is there an older one that was better? Yeah. Then go play that one.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, but I want the better roster. I want the new roster. Go create the damn characters. Like fuck
This
off.
this Madden
I
is
can't see it.
better. Yeah, well,
Oh
slightly
yeah.
with my background. Madden '09 with the with a food stamps thief on the cover of it. Better than
And the thing is, I guarantee you, somebody out there has already created current rosters
mhm.
for these old games. Just go
there
download
is
the damn thing.
there is a mod on Dolphin of Madden '08 for GameCube with updated everything.
Yeah.
Even updating stadiums. Like I said, I have 2K's last. Well, I have to go acquire it again. 2K's last simulation game, NFL 2K5, with a new mod called NFL 2K24, which is unbelievably in depth. And that game on the surface was ultra unbelievably in depth and meticulous for a $20 AAA game, which is just obscene. But my point is, EA, because their biggest cash cows are Madden and FIFA. FIFA started card packs and Ultimate Team, which on at first was harmless. It was a cool extra feature, but once EA realized how much money they stood to be made on that feature, threw it into all their games, and it became the big source of revenue. And also, you want to know why Madden is so bad? Besides the fact that it's animation based and not physics based, is running on a game engine built for first person shooters.
Yep.
And they had
I
and they won't and they have not changed. They have not built a
why,
new engine for it.
why should they? People are still buying the same shit.
Yeah,
I'm
and as
sorry.
long as the consumer,
My sympathy for people at this point in time is zero. It's like you're
yeah,
willingly buying a shit game. You're the problem.
yeah. Now next year, I'm giving them a shot. I'm giving EA a chance.
Nope.
Now, no, here's why I am. I'm getting my college football back, and college football
Okay.
games were always made with separate development teams. Even when Madden was on top of its game, both games had separate development teams, but they borrow some ideas off of each other. I'm I'm
Here's my
ready for that.
counterpoint. Here's my counterpoint. If it looks even remotely like 2023 Madden, you don't buy. I don't care how badly you want an NFL football game. If it looks anything like NFL Madden 2023, you don't buy it. Because at
Fair
that point in time, you are literally becoming, again, you're complacently accepting the trash.
mediocrity.
And
That's
that's the problem. And that's why, again, like I said, I'm a fan of Baldur's Gate 3 because it is exposing, it's really exposing how mediocre AAA companies have become.
Yep, because now as Jared and I always say, either you shit or get. So shit or get off the pot. You better figure out what your move is to improve the quality of your products that you're selling to the public.
And people need to realize, even if it's one person is not buying this garbage, guess what? That's a little less money they get. Eventually, that trickles down. If more and more people stop buying the garbage, they have to change. But if you keep buying and accepting the garbage, they'll never change.
So
Hurt them, hit them where it hurts.
always, I, I'm all ranted out, and I think we need to tie a bow on this show with some happy thoughts.
I need
Bob,
happy.
let's get our Bob Ross
I
on
need some
here.
happy thoughts because I don't think
But
I've been on a rant like this in a hot minute.
no, I legit never seen you get that pissed off about anything.
Like I'm a diehard gamer. Like maybe not
Same.
as hard as I used to go, but like I miss the days where I could pick up a game and it's fully functioning. It's enjoyable. I'm loving it.
Facts.
I'm tired of seeing all these people out there be like, oh, this game's broken day one. Oh, they had a hot fix, a massive patch just to make it playable. It's like enough's enough. People, Game video gaming has become mainstream corporate bullshit.
Yep.
Let's take it back.
It's being taken out of the hands of the people who care and know. So, like I said, let's paint some happy little flowers here. And yeah, Wu saw the shit. Jeez, bro. But I also get
Woosah.
you. Probably
Woosah.
you've been moving, and that shit also sucks. So you're probably stressed and and all that. But this weekend is the last weekend for a lot of young before and children before going back to school. I speak, as a father. My daughter starts second grade on Monday. Ugh. Um, she went at the time of this recording the day before to go to get her hair done by her mother. So when I next see, then I don't even know what she got. That's the thing. So that's going to be exciting. But she's going to have a very fly new outfit. And having that first day of school impression, I don't care what grade you're in or how old you are, it freaking matters.
Yep.
So, folks, like, we're going to talk about it and we're going to reminisce. And yeah, we could kind of make this a little bit of a retro rewind. But today, fondest days of memories of your first day of school that you can remember. Uh, I lived in Poplar Bluff, so we did at the time, it was up until fourth grade, it was K through six for all of our schools. And
Yep.
then they built the fifth and sixth grade center, which is now the high school in PB. But I went to Mark Twain Elementary School on Main Street. Um, and I just remember one thing about the first day of school, third grade, which I want to say was 96, 97. That was the year I got my only to date pair of Jordans.
Nice.
That shit is so clutch as a kid. I mean, actually, clutch as an adult always will be. They're J's. But growing up, not having a whole lot, you don't fully understand that Jordans are to be played in. You play ball in them, or you keep them in a box or what have you. But you're 9. You're not thinking about that. Dude, I got the Jordan 11s that had the black ankle strap around with gray and white, because the other ones were in Chicago Bulls colors, black with red and white stripe around the ankles and the toe and the toe. I tore these things up. You don't do that on gravel. Oh, and not even understanding why do these shoes hurt to wear now? You don't do that. So having the proper pair of shoes, the proper outfit, the proper haircut, and knowing what to say, especially if you're trying to impress some young ladies, you got to be on point, flat out.
Shit. I was always awkward with ladies.
See, despite my diminutive stature, wasn't. I'm not gonna say I'm far from a freaking ladies man, but I just had to talk to folks. So
I I would catch up with my friends like K through fourth grade. I was at a small private school on Main Street, Zion Lutheran.
I remember.
Uh, that's where I went to school.
Right on.
My class was super small. Like we were tight. Like just day one, getting with your friends, catching up from the summer.
Definitely.
I remember one year. I can't remember what grade it was, but went to my first day of school. For school, I got new shoes. Do you remember those Skechers shoes that had the different functions for like running and jumping
Oh
and whatnot?
yeah. Did you
I
have the ones that had the wheels in the
Oh,
bottom of them?
Heelys? Heelys?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I never had those. But like these Skechers, like they were supposed to like it's trainer things, whatever. Like the you can like set a setting for like to measure your jumping, measure your running, kind of thing. And like I thought they were the coolest things ever. Had those for my first day. But like in elementary school, it was nice out, shorts and t-shirt. If it was I didn't think too much of it. If it was like getting towards like the cooler season, it was jeans and t-shirt. But
Definitely.
like a cool graphic t-shirt.
Oh, you got to. We had now at Mark Twain, we had like in the back corner, far back left, left corner of the playground was the basketball hoop. Was the court? It was just basically a big slab of concrete, but you had your hoop there, and
Yeah.
then on the other side were the trailers. Because at that time, yeah, they just put like all the fourth graders in like these trailers on the other side of the playground and like, hey, go walk over here and learn stuff, you know. But I remember and I just saw this recently in my Facebook memories. My second grade school picture. Man, what the hell was some of the shit we were wearing as kids? Like, obviously, you wear what your parents can afford to get for you, if you don't come from means. And
Yeah.
I had on these jeans that they looked like they were stonewashed, but in black.
Yeah.
But they also looked kind of like sweats at the same time. I had my hand, my legs off, crossed, my hands in place, and this is my smile. And I can see. I saw in this photo where my daughter looks exactly like me, and I'm just like, oh, what the fuck was that? Jeez. Like
uh,
switch it up going like into high school though.
I mean, here's the thing for me. Like, I switched it up when I went from fourth to fifth grade because in fifth grade I went to down Twin Rivers, so
Yeah.
brand new school. I knew nobody.
Right. Right.
So I think my first day of school I had on a a fairly loose fitting Nike shirt and black Nike wind pants, which
Oh
were nice.
god.
So like I was
Nice.
decked out in Nike and like I felt like a badass.
Oh, of course. That, like I said, first impression sets the tone for the rest of the year. Um, high school was like was cool as shit. I wasn't nervous first day of freshman year because I had sisters ahead of me that
Yeah.
all three of my four older sisters graduated from PB. So folks already knew who I was, and some teachers did, and everything like that. But I was not prepared to talk to girls I did not know at all. But damn, were they fine, It's like, but
Well,
you're looking, but you don't want to get caught looking.
yeah. Like the thing is, like it's well, the thing with the Twin Rivers is, Fisk and Culin are the two junior highs or whatnot, and then when everybody hits ninth grade, we all combined at Brosley. So it was a
Definitely.
uh getting to know the. I mean, granted, there's a lot of crossover at times because I mean, Fisk and Culin did play each other in basketball and not baseball, but basketball a lot,
Hmm.
at least once a year, and like just the crossover of getting to meet the other side of the Twin Rivers or whatnot. But like going to high school, it was pretty much I knew most. Like, I knew at least half my class, but like, and also I knew at least half the upperclassmen because hey, guess what? I went to school with all these people already.
Yeah, so you're not breaking any new ground here. Now
A
it
little
was
bit, but not
different.
much.
No, it was different for me when the fifth and sixth grade center opened up because they basically just cobbled all of the kids from all of the elementary schools in
Yep.
Poplar Bluff and just threw you all together like we were in a petri dish or something, and like, hey, get along now. But like I always looked at all the elementary schools, like the kids, but from there, and like whether they quote had money or were well off or something like that based on where they went to school. So, for instance, if you went to like Lake Road or Mark Twain or WK back when that was a thing, that was in Kenyon, like those are your lower middle class kids. But then
And
your
then
quote,
you had
and Eugene Field because that was on the
yeah,
south side, and let's be honest, ain't
and then you
nobody on the
had
south side got money.
Oak Grove.
Oak Grove and O'Neill.
Yep.
Those were the like looking back, those are like the sedity stuck up schools, and you don't realize that you're not the smartest person in your classroom until you're put in a classroom with kids that are smarter than you. And
Uh,
in fifth grade, I struggled with that, and I'm super cool with all those folks today. But like it's kind of intimidating when you're meeting all these other kids and you're used to being smartest
yeah.
person in the class, and all of a sudden you're not like
Well, the
fuck.
thing was for me, my class, my fourth grade class, I think was five of us. I think 4 or 5 of
Wait,
us.
that's it?
Yeah. So and the thing was, we were all highly intelligent. I go to Twin Rivers fifth grade for the first time. I think I won half the awards.
Impressive.
So it was like, oh, this kid, brand new kid, never been here before,
Yep,
comes
and
in
comes in
and
and shows all y'all up.
cleans house.
Yep. Then
Hair.
nobody likes you.
The thing is, that's what's why I didn't win that many awards any year after that.
You peaked.
Well, I think part of it came down to they got complacent, and then this new kid comes in who's just smart, if not smarter, and shows them up. And also, I think I kind of like started like backstepping a bit. Like it's
Worried
like
too much about, impressing people.
I think also I kind of got a little bit complacent. It was like, oh,
Happened to me too.
this is it's shit's too easy. I'm bored.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing happened with me, but also I got too worried about trying to impress people, as a bit of as a people pleaser, and then because of that, I took away from what my priorities should have been, and that
Yeah,
was maintaining and going forward. But I also came to realize as I got older, I couldn't handle it. That's too
yeah.
much pressure, you
Well,
know.
the thing for me also was like I didn't really fit in with the other smart kids because they were mostly all jocks. I didn't fit in with them. I just didn't meet them. I fit in more with the kids who are struggling. And so like when you're the smartest kid among a group of outcasts,
Hmm.
it's kind of like you don't necessarily want to be braggadocious.
No, because that they're those kids are already struggling enough. The
Yeah,
last thing they want to hear is somebody talk like. And here's the thing: it's never a case of you individually making yourself, sound better than anybody else, but you're just speaking confidently of yourself. But at the same time, somebody might not see that the same way. So you
yeah,
got to be more mindful. It comes down. It's similar to something that I heard Deion Sanders say, and I live by a lot of what Coach Prime says. Don't let my confidence irritate your insecurity. But
yeah,
some people they genuinely struggle with that. But once again, you should never hide your confidence, and that's something to tie it back to talking about our children. My daughter is ultra confident in a lot of things, but just like any child, you're gonna have your areas where you don't feel as strongly in your abilities to succeed. But we never want her to lessen her confidence to make somebody else feel better about themselves.
yeah.
And that's something I admittedly did do because I was so worried about not making friends, even though, I mean, you know me now, it's not necessarily a problem that I've, encountered.
What I find funny is like when we're younger, we struggle so much trying to make friends or whatnot. But like when we get older, we're like making friends is such a hassle.
It depends on the person and the amount of energy that you have for other people.
I
Like
it,
I work
my,
I work around people, so
yeah, no, I get that, but for me, it's like I'm sitting here thinking like I have made groups of friends in almost every city or town I've moved to. Now that I'm in
yeah,
St. Louis or whatnot, it's like it is such a hassle to be like, where do I have time to go like out and like meet new people? It's like I might like talk to my coworkers or something like that, or like, like I've got so many other friends I talk to on Discord. It's like, would I like to have friends I can go hang out with you around here? Sure, that'd be nice, but at the same time, it's like, when do I have time?
exactly. And just thinking about it can, be exhausting. Like you got the people you need now,
Yeah,
you
I mean,
know?
I miss like the things I go like to Pop Bluff or whatnot. I always try to make time for my friends down there because, like, again, I don't see them that often. I might go to Pop Bluff maybe once every 3 or 4 months.
hmm and like maybe once or twice a year for me. But that's mainly just to go see family and a select, few folks. Because that's the thing. I know a ton of people in PB, and like if they hear somebody hears, oh, it gets around, oh, Kyle's in town, then everybody's gonna want
Everybody, everyone wants to hang out with you.
exactly.
That's why
Everybody wants to stop by, say hi.
yeah, it's like, and again, it's like I'm here for like I get in on a Friday night. I'm only here Saturday. I can only like it's like I need time for my family. I need time for a few friends. Like
Yep.
it's like I make the time for the friends I am in touch with more often than not, or I try to go to my old stopping ground at one of the game shops. But
Yep.
it's like it's a I don't have time to sit there and go out into like 15 different places to say hi. It's like it's exhausting.
Right. And especially when you know a lot of people, and like because of what I did doing radio, back in PB, a lot of people still know who I am from doing that. Amazingly, some of them have never met me; they just know me by name. So they probably would be shocked to find out that I'm tiny and black, but I digress. But with school and all those memories, it's gonna be special every year, especially
Yeah.
as a dad, to see my daughter grow and and just become that, become a confident, intelligent, kind and respectful young lady. But I kind of want to slow down a little bit too, man. Like it does hit differently when you do have children, as opposed to, oh man, I gotta make sure that my fit is tight for,
Yeah.
oh, I'll tell you an example, and this is a difference. This is a cultural difference. Y'all don't do this, we do. So if you're a brother, you will iron your clothes. Now, keep in mind, I'm gonna take you back to about 03, 04, where I was big into starching the shit out of my clothes because I didn't want any fucking creases in anything. And this was, back, we're wearing big clothes, listening, to, like, crunk hip hop and shit like that, Lil Jon, guys like that. Anyway, long button down and crease that motherfucker. Iron it. Spray that shit front, back. Make sure it's pointier than Madonna's cone shaped bra.
Uh,
Same with the shorts. Not jeans yet. We're not getting into jeans yet, but
if
long
if it
shorts.
if it doesn't hold up like a crusty towel, you don't want to wear it.
Fuck no. And you lay it on the other side of the side of the bed you are not sleeping on. And you better not move and roll over on those clothes. Because if you wake up in the morning, you got wrinkles on those clothes, oh, it's tragic. Because you want those ready, right socks, right shoes, and your socks. 9 times out of 10, gotta be ankles. If you
Yeah.
don't got ankle socks and you got tube socks, cut those motherfuckers off and turn them into ankle socks. We Tube socks were raggedy to a lot of people early mid 2000s. We were
I
not with that shit.
I wore like long those like the thigh high not thigh high but like calf high tube socks whatever. I
Yeah.
wore those mainly because my dad wore those.
Ah.
You gotta understand, my dad loved driving his old Oldsmobile. He loved listening to like I grew up whenever I drive with him, he would have like the oldies playing. I was listening to music from the '60s.
Ain't no shame in that.
No, but like, that's what I grew up with. I grew up with an older style dad, so like I kind of mimicked his style to a point.
Yeah, where I grew up with, like with a Motown loving mother, but my like all my influences were literally everything I would interact with,
Yeah.
good or bad. You just got to know what's good and bad. So like when I started high school, Jackass was a big influence on my life, and then all of a sudden, oh, Bam Margera got his own show on every Sunday night, and he's beating his dad's ass on MTV. Yeah, I'm all about that. Would you try that on your mother? I like to live.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck? But no, like we would like your clothes got to be absolutely on point. Make sure the laces on your shoes were clean. If you have to, and you got white shoes, make sure you get a toothbrush and you scrub those things out. Everything's got to look on point because you're setting the tone for the rest of your year. Now you may
Yep.
not be able to dress like that every day, but boy, they're gonna remember what you wore the first day.
First, it was always the biggest thing. First impressions. And I'm gonna give a little bit of advice. If we have any young listeners out there, I kind of hope we don't, because Lord knows we we have filthy mouths on this show.
Actually, it's perfectly fine. We are relics of the 90s. Let them learn.
Yeah. I'll say this much: your first day of school, you see a new kid, talk to them, make them feel
Definitely.
welcome.
Oh
Like
yeah.
be that person who is gonna make a difference in their life. Because it
I love that you said that.
because being in a new school, new environment, it's terrifying because you don't know
Yeah.
anything. Like everything that was comfortable to you, for them or you, it's gone. You would have to learn a whole new environment and a whole new pecking order and all that. So I don't care what your background is. Make the new kid's first day memorable.
Definitely. I actually was like that kid who would always, when we have a new student come into a classroom, would always be asked to, like, not by a teacher, but like other kids are like, hey, go, go up and talk to them because I talk to everybody, But most importantly, you've got to make sure that they're comfortable, ease their nerves, because especially high school, oh God.
It's freshman, you are fresh meat.
Yes, you are. I didn't get picked on. I did not. Again, because it's like wink wink having protection by having older siblings that the upperclassmen knew and teachers and stuff like that, but nobody really messed with me. But yeah, it's not freaking easy. I do have a quick story about my freshman locker mate getting beat up at school by my best friend. Grabbed her ass. I was sick. I did not see this happen. I came back to school the day after, and my locker was in C building. That's where all the freshman lockers were in C building. And I go to my locker and I see like blotches of red on my locker. I'm like, the heck? And my best friend, who does, I believe, live up in the St. Louis area, her name's Carly. God love her. I absolutely do. We've known each other since preschool. I've literally known her longer than any human being on earth that I'm not related to. And she goes, "Hey, where were you yesterday?" I was homesick. What's this on my? You know anything about this on my locker? She said, "Yeah, I did that." I'm like, rule number one of living: don't piss off a Mexican woman who is
Facts.
under 5 feet tall.
They're like angry little chihuahuas. They will viciously attack you until you are twitching.
She was my bodyguard. And keep in mind, she's shorter than me. I was scared to death of this girl all the way through from like kindergarten through, but she knew, but she always looked out for me, yada yada. So I said, What'd you do? She goes, a guy named not gonna throw a name out there. I said, yeah, I share a locker with him. She goes, yeah, he grabbed my butt. So I beat his ass. First year. First year. Like, well, and you know what? I took her side. I said, yeah, he shouldn't have done that. And
He deserved it.
we weren't saying at the time fuck around and find out, but he fucked around and he found out real quick. And also young folks, especially like just in general,
I
don't
think I
go
think
randomly grab people's butts.
no. I think our term was back in the day was try me.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's also an Undertaker thing. Try me, I'll make you famous. But yeah, try me. Or now because there's a popular song by rapper and Toby in Weak Way that went viral a few couple years back called "Try Me" or "Try Jesus," where the hook is "Try Jesus, don't try me because I throw hands."
Yep.
So that's exactly what that was. But if you see a new student, make them feel welcome and at all costs because people, teenagers are assholes.
Yep.
Like just
And
point
the
blank.
thing is, that person you were nice to just might at the end of the day when you need the most will have your back.
Yeah,
And
because they're
guess
gonna
what?
remember that.
Yeah, and the thing is also down the road, they might just become your best friend for life.
Yeah, because there's too many instances of people when they were teenagers that got bullied and picked on, but they remember that one person or a couple of people that always took up for them, were nice to them. That matters. It really, really does. And that's something that I pray that my daughter always knows. You know, coming from her mother, myself, and everybody in her life. And Michelle's so sweet to everyone, but I never want her to forget that. Always approach somebody, be kind, and you may make a friend, and in some cases, you might wind up saving that person's life without even knowing it.
Yep.
That is that's powerful stuff, and I didn't expect us to go that route, but I'm so glad you took us there. I really am.
I had to go there. I figured, like, honestly, just I felt like I needed to go there because of my own personal experiences with my own past trauma.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like, you know what, if even one person can make the world better, hey, it's already a better world. And
Yeah.
if everybody starts doing it, hey, guess what? We've now created a better world in general.
Look at you, just blessing everybody on this Saturday morning with some beautiful words of wisdom that you never can hear enough.
Yep. And I feel like we've focused too much on the negative in our world one, and like there's enough negativity in schools now that, like, you know what, if the kids can just make it, can try to do their part and make it better, maybe things as a whole will be better.
Let's amplify the noise of the positive so
Yep.
it can always outweigh the negative.
Yep. And it's just, again, it starts. All it takes is a small spark to create an inferno.
Damn. All right.
You didn't
I'm
know
a
it's
little.
so. You didn't realize that's so philosophical, did you?
Now he's a philosophizer. Okay,
Like,
White Goodman.
I mean, to be fair, it's like I definitely say this. I go through most of my life as a pessimist. I tend to always plan for the worst. That way, I'm never when the good stuff happens. Uh I can appreciate that, but if the bad stuff happens, hey, guess what? I was already prepared for it.
Yeah, you're already prepared for the
And
worst.
I really don't want. I would much rather people not be like me in that sense. I would much rather, as a whole, if everybody was just better.
Well, it all starts with us and the person next to you.
No, it
And
starts. It starts with the children. If the
see,
because here's the thing, hate is. I'll say this right now. Hate is not ingrained. Hate
no,
is
it's always
learned.
taught. It. And I'll give a shout out to one of your former classmates, my best friend Samantha, and she, yet went to the same high school as y'all, and she always says, "I will teach my babies to love your babies." Period. Teach love and let and spread and put love into your children and let them spread it into the world.
But that being said, if somebody wants to spread hate, you know what? Taking hate out ain't a bad thing. Sometimes
Mm,
hate needs to be physically removed.
yes, it does. We don't necessarily encourage it, but there are times where it is a definite necessity, and we're just gonna leave that at that.
Yeah.
But best of luck to all the students going back to school, the first time students, first time college students especially.
I'm gonna give a shout out
Woo!
to my sister-in-law Julia. Good luck on your freshman year. Enjoy it. Have fun.
And shout out also to my niece Tiana Coco, who is starting her sophomore year at Mizzou. Best of luck. You're going to crush it. Expect nothing less. It is it
Stay away from the antlers.
it's a college is a very very special time, as it should be. Unfortunately, there's stories where it's not
Just
always for some people,
yeah. It just
but
the biggest thing for college students is don't fuck around. Stay You can have fun, but stay focused in your studies. You don't want to end up drowning in debt.
definitely. I didn't finish school, and I actually, it's funny you mentioned that we're talking about this because 2 weeks ago, or no, it was last week, I was explaining to Michelle really what what it is, and I think I was watching like a college football video, like loudest crowd, something, whatever, that was just playing in the background. We're sitting in the living room, and I tell her about when I went to college and why it didn't work out for me because I was not focused like I should have been. And she asked me, she said, "Daddy, would you go back to college if you could?" I said, "In a heartbeat." I loved my time there. I still have friends from the 4.5 months I was there in Jonesboro in 2007 were some of the best times I've ever had, and I regret nothing. I had class with and gamed a little bit with the now defensive captain of the New Orleans Saints, Demario Davis. Shout out to him, man of God. He was a walk on at Arkansas State, and he was a two-way player. He played linebacker and I believe tight end when he came in because he played those in high school. He graduated from being a walk-on, no scholarship, to graduating from Arkansas State University and also becoming a second-round pick in the NFL draft, which is extremely impressive from a school like that.
Hmm.
And graduated as the school's all-time career leader in tackles and the Sun Belt Conference's all-time leader in career tackles. Doesn't matter where you come from. It's about getting to the dance and what you do with it while you're on the floor.
Hmm.
So take with that what you will, folks. But also make sure you have fun. Trust and believe you have fun. Because they're incredible times. Did I once tell you, by the way, I almost stole the school mascot's headdress at a frat party?
It doesn't surprise me. It's like something you would do.
I was sober. I was sober. So okay, all right. Before we wrap this up, all right. So boom, story time. So left the game. I yeah. No, it was the night. Well, we had to play a makeup game against Memphis, who was a rival school, and we don't play them in basketball for a good fucking reason. But anyway, so the first game got postponed due to lightning, and that was the first time that I saw cheerleaders turn a football field into a slip, and that's how I found out they were all in fraternities.
Turn
Um,
to what? You cut out there for a second.
a slip and slide.
Astroturf.
It wasn't, it was the art of, or what do we call it? Like the not necessarily. It was like the hybrid, the mix that has like the crushed tires on it and shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they turned that into a slip and slide, so we had to leave. And by the way, going into a Taco Bell full of soaked people from being soaked in the rain made a Taco Bell smell like a bunch of wet dogs. It was gross. So we have to make up this game against Memphis, and the highlights are on YouTube to this game, and it was so fun. We were down 31-6 at halftime. I remember calling my mom because my sister Ashley went to Memphis, especially, and this was the 1 year Derrick Rose was there, and they went to the national championship and did all that stuff. But my mom is all Memphis everything. I call her and tell her what the score is at halftime, and she busts up laughing. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like you right now. I'm gonna go whatever. So we start to make a comeback in the third quarter. We return a punt, 89 yards for a touchdown. We get some stops and we get some more touchdowns. We wind up coming back to win this game, and it was voted the greatest game at the stadium they play at now. Um, we win 34. So on the front row of the student section, people are looking down like, okay, we're gonna storm the field because holy crap, we just won, and we're looking to see who's gonna go first. And some dude goes, and then a bunch of other people go, and then I jump, even though I'm scared of heights, yada yada. But I said, "Fuck it, whatever, I'll be all right." So running, celebrating, with the players and everything like that. And then I remember seeing this on-campus cop who looked just like the dad from Family Matters. All right. So me being a dumb little skinny, yes, skinny, I know, skinny. I'm like running backwards, and I'm flipping off a police officer. By the way, I'm just completely stupid and decide because all of the at the time all the Greek houses, because at the time they only had them for, let's be honest, white fraternities. I believe they now have black houses for the black Greeks. Anyway, run up there and I go to, what was it, which house was it? um oh god, they were kind of douchey then, but they had the biggest house, so they always threw like big ass parties. um I wish I knew the name because the one I always hung out at was Lambda Chi Alpha, the Chop Stars, party like a Chop Star. But anyway, we go to this other house and they're throwing a big old party. And at the time, the school was called the Indians. That was their last year before they changed their became more profitable as the Red Wolves. But anyway, we had three mascots that were part of the Indian family. You had Chief Big Track, the Indian Princess, and the Indian Brave. Indian Brave was there wearing his headdress. I snatched this motherfucker off his head, and it's kind of dark-ish, everybody's dancing, doing whatever, drinking and all this shit. I snatched this motherfucker off his head. I'm tiny, he's not gonna see me, and I'm walking around for at least like 7 or so minutes wearing the school mascot's Indian headdress, feathers and all on my fucking head. Almost took it back to my dorm, but no, I did not. I just dropped it and left it. That was school property. Just fucking dropped it and left it like it was, a sack of shit.
I mean, it's their that fraternity's problem at that point in time.
Yeah, but we won that game, got that, and that was a fun time. So that's another thing to say, folks, is don't do, if you're gonna do reckless shit,
Be
well,
smart.
don't, and also don't film it. Just,
Yeah, the thing is, like
uh,
back in the day, you could get away with reckless shit because people weren't filming it. Nowadays, you gotta be careful because there's a camera everywhere.
but most importantly, above any of that, be smart in your decisions. Have fun, but focus on your studies first and foremost. College is a wonderful experience. Oh man, I told my daughter I absolutely would go back, one day, God willing. Um, so, I'm looking forward to Monday morning. I will be at work Sunday night, so I'll be getting pictures. By the time I get home, get off work, she will already have gone to school. But those are cherished memories. They're absolutely beautiful. And, glad that you guys are, gonna, want to listen to us share those with you and also impart on some unexpected wisdom. So I feel after you got, Mr. Pissy Pants over here, we tied off a nice bow to up this, this edition
Yeah.
of Triple B's. Feel better
I
now?
Oh, I feel great. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go relax for a bit. Probably help my wife do some cleaning, get some more of the apartment straightened up, and then once she's out with her sister, I will be my happy ass will be sitting on my PC, hopefully game with some friends for a while, and then tonight I got to run my vampire game. Hopefully, I can get that story figured out how I want it to go, because Lord knows I have been struggling.
Well, I get to play around with this PC, and after getting
Don't
all the
break it.
parts put in, and no, after this was my birthday gift. Kidding me? Like 300 bucks worth of stuff. But no, I'm extremely thankful. So I get to install, some emulators today, and um, hoping to see my daughter for the remainder of the weekend, and spend time with her. But I also get to clean the house. I have dishes to do. Ugh.
Yeah, we still have dishes to
Jeez.
do. We have laundry to
Uh,
do. We've got box. The office needs to be finished up or whatnot. Like we got shit we need to do around here. But like, it's just I'm at a point where it's like, you know what, shit'll get done when it gets done. I'm not
when it
stressing
gets
over
done,
it. And
yep, done.
the hope is to maybe tonight. Well, maybe not tonight, but probably tomorrow. This weekend to hang the new TV we got.
Yeah, no, you're gonna love that. By the way,
Oh,
it takes remember Bluetooth headphones, Bluetooth earbuds, which is bomb.
uh,
Um, so
I won't need that.
so, but remember, folks, we want to say a big thank you to everybody who's going to check out this episode. It will be on YouTube later on. We'll get this up as soon as possible. And once Jared has free time, we can get this up on Spotify. We are like 3 or 4 episodes behind on Spotify. Him got work to do. But we miss you, brother. Enjoy the game today. Go check out the Cardinals playing the New York Metropolitans at Bush. And if you haven't already, and if you're already here, then you've already done it. Subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit the bell. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. I am not calling it X. Follow us on Twitter at beards_bros. So, on that note, we wish you well. If you're starting school this weekend, or going into
Good
the new
luck.
week, enjoy it. Good luck. Crush it. Be great. Uh, for myself, Mr. Moss, and the Mrs. Moss, who has popped up a couple of times in the background on his end of things, and Jared, we do wish you a splendid weekend. Be kind. Always rewind. And we'll see you next Friday night for our fantasy football draft, Brew League football on YouTube. I will have a link for you available later on this week. We'll see you then.
Take care.